Hi everyone, we are out at the Red Line at Bradeley in Staffordshire today, and we're going to be having a look at the Red Line pub walk, aren't we team?
Yes we are.
Okay, let us know if you enjoy this walk. Please like and subscribe. This could well be the start of a new series of walks, short walks based around country pubs and cafes. So come along with us, enjoy the walk, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers folks, see you later.
See you later.
It's a beautiful house with the thatching. I really do like that. Would like to pay the bill to have it rethatched.
Oh, you mean to have it rethatched?
Yeah, but
they're working on it. Look, if you look down in the window. The old cottage.
Very picturesque, the village of Bradeley. We're very fortunate that it's only like 5-10 minutes from where we live. But a lot of these little villages get forgotten really, I think, don't they? People shoot off down the main roads and then just off to the side there's these beautiful little villages.
That's quite nice.
It is, I like that.
A little
Spring Farm Grange, it says.
That's quite nice, isn't it, look?
Nice. I'll tell you what though, you've got the night.
You've got like your own little bit, look, and they're quite big as well.
But you've got the nightmare of the shared drive.
But it's already done.
Yeah, but he'll want doing again one day.
Yeah.
I like this. It's the old the old post office.
Yes, I like that one.
Yeah. It's got one of them post boxes you say aren't real.
Shut up.
It is real. It says on it. Look.
I know. 9 AM Monday to Friday, 7 AM on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Nice wild rose bush.
You can't beat a wild bush.
I could have said then I don't have a bush.
I beg your pardon?
Or a wild one anyway.
Neatly manicured.
Pardon?
Neatly manicured.
It certainly is. And we're pruning the roses. Well, somebody come along and just...
Well, there's a train of thought, you see, with there's a train of thought that says that you don't trim the hedges because it encourages wildflowers and wildlife and so on to grow.
Then it comes onto the road and it makes the road more narrow.
Yes.
It's dangerous then.
Well, that's the issue, isn't it?
It's a no-win situation, really, isn't it?
It is.
Catch-24 situation, is it called?
Catch-22.
Catch-22, I never thought that.
You obviously never watched the film.
No.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of road walking on this route. They're pretty quiet, so it's not too bad. Oh, cyclists. I see one has his safety baseball cap on.
Well, one doesn't have anything
and
on.
One doesn't.
Never mind, they don't say feeling.
Are they? Indeed. So, I'm just going to look at this signpost because this is interesting.
Why, what's interesting?
Well, on the signpost you see there's a sign that says Sabrina Way.
The what?
Yeah, Sabrina Way.
Oh, right.
It's a long distance bridle way,
Oh, right.
of which this is a section. The turn off down here is about 100 metres or so down the bridleway as you come off the road onto the bridleway.
Yeah.
But our little friend Komoot should find it for us. But it was obvious when you'd gone past it, if that makes sense. Coming back sort of towards us, you see it more. Yeah. That's all one, or that's different.
Yeah.
Sort of dwellings. Yeah, it smells a bit rural, doesn't it?
It was.
Obviously the local branch. Yeah, this walk was put up on the pub's website last year.
Yes.
During lockdown, wasn't it? Yeah. And we did it. Yeah, we did it in December. and it were very muddy, to say the least.
Very, very.
And of course the pub was shut because it was in lockdown, which is a really sad occurrence when you get back. Of course it's open now.
Mud, and you
Yeah.
just would have thought a nice hot coffee,
Oh,
a tea or a pint would have been.
it would have been good to sit by the log fire
Yes.
with a nice pint of real ale,
It's in mud.
rather than peering in through the windows at a locked pub. But then again, you can't have it all.
No.
So
What it was.
it was, yeah. But it is a nice loop. It's around 3 miles, and there's plenty of options to extend it as well. Because you can head out towards Church Eaton and Apton and around there. And you can Apton. Not heard of Apton?
No, it's just because one of those that.
Apeton, I think, if I'm remembered right. I'll put that on the screen when I've checked the spelling. It's a little village, only a little hamlet thing, about half a dozen houses. But you could then extend the walk round. And if you're really clever, you could walk this route out, walk to the Royal Oak in Church Eaton, have a beer, and then walk back to the Red Lion at Bradley.
And have another beer.
And have another beer. But that assumes you have a non-drinker in the party, of course, who can then drive you home.
I'm looking at this, what we're doing so far. You could actually do this so far on your bike.
Oh yeah, I've ridden down here on my bike, and I've continued on down the bridleway. Some of the fields have quite long grass, which is, you kind of can't win, because if you do it in the winter it's very muddy, but the grass isn't as long. If you do it in the summer, it's not as muddy, but the grass is longer. I actually reached one point going out, because I was trying to get to High On the bridleways.
I've heard of that because there's little on it.
Yes, that's right. Well, it's the old RAF site, actually, the old air base that was during the Second World War, High On airfield. You come out by just before there onto the canal. But I was trying to get down there, and the bridleway was so overgrown, you could clearly see it between the hedges, but the path was about a foot wide and nettles up to sort of head height, and there was no way was I going to try and ride my bike down there. So I turned around and came back and dropped out onto lanes and did a different route.
What do all these plants start off? Somebody must plant them, mustn't they, to start with?
Well, yeah, I mean, we've got a there.
So, I don't know what that one is. It's pretty, isn't it?
Hmm.
You think?
Not quite sure. There you go.
It's not a bluebell.
If anybody knows what that's called, please tell us in the comments so Tina can learn something.
I know that's another sort of rose.
No, that's not a rose. That's
What is it?
hawthorn, bramble.
Bramble.
Yeah.
It's a fruit.
Not sure. Have a look. That's part of the. That's possibly blackberry bramble. That, but you've got the hawthorn hedge, isn't it?
Mm.
So these would have been originally been planted for field boundaries by the farmers, going back hundreds of years, and they used to put a lot of effort into laying them every few years, so they all knitted together.
That's definitely a rose.
That's
You can tell by
yeah.
the leaves on it.
Yeah, that's some sort of wild rose.
Oh look,
Yeah.
apples, aren't they?
Not sure. Some sort of berry, or
No,
I don't think they're apples.
it's not a berry.
Is it rose hip or something? Possibly rose hip. I'm not. I sometimes wish I knew more. Well, no, not that they haven't ripened yet.
Yeah, true, yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
No, I thought the rose here was what we showed 2 points and they're only little red. They weren't that big.
Not sure then.
Because we showed people and we did that walk in Stoke. We went, look, people, these are rose hips.
Yeah. Okay. In that case, I don't
Definitely
know.
not that. I don't remember this lane being this long last time.
It is surprisingly longer than you think, and it's quite a lot of the walk is on road, but it's very quiet. I don't think a car's passed us since we've been on this particular lane. And this is Shreddicut Lane. It's like a U shape off the main road. So there's no through route. The only reason you come down here is to get to one of the farms or cottages off this lane. So it's
Oh, do you live down there?
that's what I'm saying. Either you live down here or you're coming to visit somebody or that lives down here. What you found?
I've got bigger things growing on, look. See the brown things? Can you see them?
Yeah. No idea. Not a clue, I'm afraid.
The leaf.
The oak's an oak tree.
Yes, I was going to say, they're oaks, aren't they? But they don't normally grow like that, do they?
No, not sure what that is.
It's definitely an oak leaf, isn't
Oh,
it?
absolutely, yeah. There's no doubt about that.
It's not, they're not all over, it's just...
I wonder if it's some sort of parasite thing going on.
It looks a bit like a mushroom.
Yeah, it could have been a fungus of some sort.
Amazing what you find when you're out walking, isn't it?
Aye.
Interesting stuff.
Couple of random pine trees there. This one planting Christmas trees. Yeah, with two different sorts though, look.
Yeah. That's a Christmas tree.
Well, they're both to a degree, if they're on the little.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if someone once planted the Christmas tree up, doesn't it? Because they're a bit random on their own, two totally different ones. Okay, so we're going to get off the road in a second here. As the road bends round to the left, you can see there we're going to go right and get onto the bridleway. This is still part of the Sabrina Way. Yep.
We'll go down here a little bit, don't we?
About halfway, I think. Yeah, this particular track is not too bad at the moment, but in the winter it gets very wet. We had a bit of rain last night, and as a result we have a few puddles. Yeah, as Tina says, last time it was pick your way through. You were literally dodging from side to side trying to pick the dry route, but much better now. Yes, this is the path off now. So here we go. This is our friendly farmer, look, who's very nicely put his electric fence across our footpath. In fact, it's a bridleway, this is. Hook the metal chain over the top of the post. So step over there. Don't hold me. It's not nice. Not actually sure that bit's live, if I'm honest. But hey ho. Yeah, I was just seeing if that bit was live or not. But yeah, so now head straight across the field and just about make a faint path out to the other side. There you go, dear.
That's new.
Yes, it was one of his had complaints.
Oh, right. We have to standardise it.
Yes, you couldn't do that last time we came this way. Perhaps he got told off for blocking the path. Now he's go through this little wooded area, which is quite nice. You do indeed. Just listen to the birds.
Beautiful, isn't it? Listen. Oh, it's been quiet now.
You never go quiet. Yes, Tina's walking through the muddy bit now instead of following the path round on the drier bit. Well, technically you did, because if you look where the path goes.
Obviously this doesn't really dry out because it's quite...
Well, if you look, it's the low ground, isn't it? And you've got the stream at the bottom.
Can you?
No. I'm sure if you knew what you were looking for, there's quite a few different species of birds there. Certainly very vocal.
That could be wild rhubarb. Look. See? That is wild rhubarb. Look at that.
Maybe.
One. Just look like wild rhubarb, doesn't it? Yeah.
I'm afraid my knowledge of these things is not up to that standard. Maybe some relative of the family, but I'm not sure it's actually rhubarb.
This time it's just overgrown and what?
Rather muddy and
Is that overgrown? You don't know where you're walking?
yeah, you have to walk up the edge of the path.
So you should take his side right to the edge of the path?
Well, technically he hasn't, because if you look where the hedge is.
Yeah, but how are you supposed to walk through that?
Well, I think it's because the path doesn't get used a great deal. If the path was used more, then... But I know farmers no longer plough or shouldn't plough right to the edge of the field to encourage the wildlife and flowers and so on.
How do you walk down here?
To get out the other end.
Right down that corner?
Yeah.
You're going to be like to drown that by the time we get there.
Or drown Tina. At least it's not muddy.
No, it's not, but it's actually running off my legs and wetting the boots.
Oh, look across the field, look, see the poppies?
Hey?
You see the poppies in the field?
Yeah, down there, yeah.
Yeah.
There's one, isn't there? There's not many yet.
Yeah.
But when we do our normal use.
Actually, if you focus, yeah, there's actually a lot more than you realise when you start focusing. There's a whole patch over there, which we might see in a minute. I don't know whether the,
over there?
yeah, the action camera picks them up.
It might if you get further that way. When I get to the end of this, can I see my boots?
There you go. You should be able to see them poppies now.
Oh, aren't they gorgeous?
They are.
I love wild poppies, you know.
I'm not quite sure the farmer would see it that way, but...
What, if we go and get some?
No, they're nothing. As far as he's concerned, I think they're probably weeds in his crop.
Really?
Yeah, but they all look very nice.
Thistle here, look. Lovely blue, purple thistle.
Uh-huh.
See it?
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah.
How wet they are. And my boots, they're soaked. I can feel the water in my boots squelching.
Yeah. Okay. I'm getting rather wet on this field, as you can see, but hopefully this will all dry out soon. I hope. We do.
Mr. Seal coming to say hello.
Obviously nice and moist for him. Aye.
Nanny, you trod on a slug. Oh, no. Nanny, be careful. But my poor toe's going to be so shriveled up.
I wonder, thinking of slugs, are slugs homeless snails?
It does make you wonder, because the same sort of sliver.
Mollusk, isn't it? Mollusk?
I don't know.
I think.
Same sort of little. Are they ears or antennas or what are they that stick out?
They kind of look like a snail without the shell, don't
They
they?
look like a snail without a shell. But maggots also look like
No.
a baby. What would you say a maggot look like?
A larvae.
Yeah, but they slither as well, don't
No, not in the same way.
they?
No, they more wriggle. No, different thing altogether, aren't they? Because they're the sort of larvae stage of a fly.
Mm. Are they?
Yeah. Maggots turn into
Glass.
into chrysalises.
Into what?
A chrysalis, which fishermen call casters.
And then they turn into flies.
And then they turn into flies, yeah.
Like a butterfly goes into a cocoon.
Yeah, it's exactly the same principle.
A caterpillar, should I say?
Yeah,
Goes into a cocoon. Turns
Yeah.
into a beautiful butterfly.
yeah.
Or in some cases a bloody horrible moth.
Well, see, some people would argue moths are quite good looking things.
No,
They've got a lot of character to them.
no.
I always think a moth is like a butterfly with attitude.
Around your bloody light.
Don't you think?
No.
A moth is like butterfly with attitude.
Well, yeah. Yeah, you actually fly at it.
They sort of look at you and go, look at me, I'm hard. Yeah, go on then.
I'm going to squat.
I'm going to have you.
Oh, my hates.
But butterflies are just inoffensive and flutter around. Now this is where the bridle path comes out onto the road, and then we turn right and largely follow the road back to Bradley. Pass a couple of junctions, but
Isn't it?
it is.
Absolutely lovely colour.
Yeah. I think it's very much, it's one of these walks that no matter which time of the year you do,
There's always colour.
there's always something to look at, because it's different times of the year you'll get different sort of things to look at and different colours and so on. Yeah, it is a nice walk, but yeah, particularly coming across the fields there's a lot of potential to get wet.
Yeah,
So I think
but we did have rain last night.
Yeah,
so.
but I think it's fair to say you'd be best wearing boots.
Yes.
So I think that's a good point. Yeah, more foxgloves, lovely. Not convinced.
You're not convinced?
No, it might be a distant relative.
Wild, yeah, the rhubarb family.
Yeah, but I'm not convinced that's actually rhubarb. There you go, look. This road we've come out of goes to Church Eaton, also comes from Church Eaton. Apton. Down that way. And Bradley, buried in the sign, up this way.
Lots of people don't realise that when you're walking along the lanes, you should walk on the right-hand side with the traffic coming towards you, and not on the other side with the traffic coming behind you, because at least coming towards you, you can see it.
Yeah, so you can see what's going to run you over.
Yes.
Yeah, whereas if it comes up behind you, you don't see it till you're looking at the sump plug. Yeah, it's amazing how many people don't know or don't seem to care. And I suppose it's probably becoming more important now, I would think, because you've always had the argument in the past that you could hear a car behind you, you could hear a car or a tractor behind you.
Yeah, you can't anymore because some of the engines are so quiet.
Well, particularly electric vehicles.
You wouldn't know it was behind you until it swerves to get out your way.
Yeah, and if the driver's busy doing something he shouldn't be doing, like messing with his radio or on his phone, or just generally daydreaming.
Well, you know, you'd be nicked.
That's right, and of course not everybody's wearing a nice day-glow pink jacket like you. He really would have a bad excuse if he run you over, wouldn't he, saying he couldn't see you?
But I wouldn't be on the wrong side of the road anyway.
True, although, in fairness, these roads aren't that wide, but yeah, it's well, I think it's part of the country code, isn't it? Well, certainly I think recommended in the highway code that if you're walking, there's no footpath, you should walk on the right-hand side, facing the oncoming traffic. So there you go, lesson over, moving on.
Good to make people aware, isn't it?
It is. I think so many people nowadays aren't aware of. There's an awful lot of people who discovered the outdoors during lockdown who aren't particularly outdoorsy people, if that makes sense. You know, they're not people who've been brought up with walking and camping.
Well, no, look like when we've been walking during lockdown, you see people in flip-flops and you think,
why?
Really? Why?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I mean, when we were kids, it would never. You know, we were always taught you put your rubbish back in your pockets and you take it out and put it in the bin. There was always adverts on TV, keep Britain tidy.
Or if you see a bin en route,
yeah,
put it in it.
You don't often see so many bins nowadays.
And sometimes they're that overflowing.
Yeah.
Because nobody's been around to empty them, so that's just as bad as dropping it on the floor.
It is, yeah. But yeah, I mean, as kids, we'd have never thought, it'd never crossed our minds to drop litter thinking somebody else will pick it up. But I know I've heard sort of the younger generations sort of turn around and go, oh, they employ people to do that, why should I do it?
Well, I remember when
well, it's your mess.
My mum always used to say, did you find it there? No. I'll put it in the bin then.
That's right.
That's what my mum used to say.
Yeah, very much so. You know, I carried sort of chip papers for miles when I've been walking home and had a bag of chips on route and walk for ages till you see a bin to put them in. Because nowadays it's like they're quite happy to throw them on the floor. Well, it's not unusual walking around lanes like this and suddenly find a McDonald's bag in the middle of the road, someone's thrown out the car.
We've been quite lucky because we haven't seen any litter.
That's very true. I was just going to say that we've been very fortunate. I haven't noticed any litter today, which is nice. Which it's quite odd. You see a lot of the younger generation, the millennials, if you like, saying that, oh, we don't look, our generation didn't look after the planet, and we've disposed of all the plastics. Oh, we were kids, we always had pop bottles with deposits.
Yeah.
That you always took them back.
The milk bottles were glass.
Milk bottles were glass, and the milkman collected them off your doorstep and left you full ones. You know, and
plastic around,
yeah. My mum and dad never had plastic disposable shopping bags. My mum went shopping with a
wicker basket.
Well, no, she didn't have a wicker basket, but she always had her own shopping basket. And you know, I remember my dad from time to time having to repair it because the handles broke. Because they
plastic bags to put your food in. It was all paper.
Yeah. So I'm afraid to disappoint the millennials, but it wasn't hard. Well, they were born. There's a generation that's born around the millennium, which was from the 20th century to 21st century.
Oh,
so they think they discovered recycling, whereas actually they just learnt from us guys. And you've only got to look from, if you look back at the sort of the 1940s stuff and the reenactments and that, and you see how the old make-do men sort of culture, you know, recycle garments to make new garments, and you know, repair things and darn things. I mean, does anybody ever darn socks nowadays? Exactly. Isn't that? Listen.
Yes.
Any eager bird spotters or twitchers, tell us what that was from the noise, if you can hear it.
It could be babies.
Possibly, it could be a nest, couldn't it? And they're calling to the parents to feed them. Definitely. Yes, this last section of the walk is a bit of uphill, but with the promise of the pub at the end of it, it's not too bad.
Well, you have some beautiful properties.
True, true. Stop in, let him go past. Sheeps. Sheepies. Probably.
There's a few black ones in there.
Aye. Now, I'm wondering what's happening here. I'm thinking someone's building a new property there. I don't know. It might be their land they sold, or...
Could be. It could have been their garden, couldn't it?
Yeah.
It could have been, couldn't it?
Do
you think?
Yeah.
Is that the one we walked past on the way out?
Yes.
Oh, Nigel, that food smells lovely.
It does. Do you wish you'd booked a table for a Sunday roast?
Not looking like this, no.
I don't care what I look like, it's the food that bothers me. There you go, folks, that's the Red Line pub walk. There'll be links to the walk in the description and links to the pub as well, the Strava and the Komoot, if you fancy following it. Please like and subscribe. If you've got any ideas of other Staffordshire pubs we should do short walks from, put in the comments, let us know. And so I think this could be the start of a new series. So until next time, it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Bye.
Bye.
We're off for a pint now.
Yes, come on.